Welcome back, guys, to the final day in the series where we try and find the most overpowered, the best, the most dominant, the most broken tanks in the game. We're on the WOT replay site here, and we're going to start searching for replays. We've already done this series for Tier 10. We looked at light, medium, all the different classes there. But we're doing it for Tier 9s now. Let's click sort on Tier 9. We've already done a video on Monday about light tanks. We found the EBR 90, the best spotting tank. The T49, the most damage dealing tank, best results. Medium tanks, the Kanonen Panzer 50T had the most damage game. Second best was the Leopard prototype. Heavy tanks, we had two great games, an Object 257 and an E75, the most damage done in this patch. For TDs, we just watched the T30 and a Tortoise, both doing fantastic damage. And now, for the moment of truth, we're going to sort on SPGs. These are all the games that people have loaded, thousands of them in SPGs, and we're going to sort to see which one has the most extreme results. Shall we sort on damage assist? Stun assist? No. I have a pet peeve with that. Your teammates spot for you, so you stun someone and then they do damage. They would have done the damage anyway. They spotted for you. That's just something Wargaming's put in there that is meaningless. Let's sort on damage. That's the only true measure of an SPG, and it is going to be exactly what I thought. The M53F55 had the most damage, highest damage game in this patch so far. Second, the 212A, the Russian one. Third, the 212A. Fourth, the M35M. Fifth, the M5355. 212A, M53, M55, M53, M55, M53, M55, and the 212A. 6 of the top 10 results are the American Tier 9, and 4 of the top results are the Russian. We're going to watch the top 2 games. This is no surprise, guys. Don't bother going down any artillery lines other than the American and the Russian. And I know there's a lot of people saying, but the British ones are good. No, they suck. Every time I look at the statistics, the British ones just suck. The Tier 10 British artillery is the artillery of choice in Tier 10 clan wars because it has a lot of ammunition. And it can shoot over obstacles. And in clan wars, the whole team sits stationary for 10 minutes behind a house, waiting for the clan commander to tell them what to do. And meanwhile, the Russian SPGs lob shell after shell after shell into them. That's why they use them in clan wars. The shell trajectory is so high, but the shell takes forever to get there. If you're playing pub matches and you're playing against anyone who has a brain that moves, it's very hard to hit anyone with the British SPGs. They can still have great games, don't get me wrong, but as you can tell from the extreme results here, dominated by the American and the Russian one. Now this American one, I think, is the best SPG in the game, tier for tier, better than the Tier 10. It's just a great SPG. The thing that the American ones have in common, they all have big motherfucking guns. And when RNG says yes, when your shots hit, and you have a big motherfucking gun, that shot hit. We don't know how much damage he's done, but it hit. When RNG says yes, the American SPGs, the Tier 9 and the Tier 10. You can watch my video on the Tier 10. Most broken SPGs for Tier 10. And it'll give you the answer. When RNG says yes, the best Tier 10 SPG is that T92. Tier 10 American one. Tier 9, same thing. When the enemies sit stationary, like in a clan war game, this was a clan war game, all the 15 members would be all sitting at, I don't know, A2, waiting for the commander. And then you want an SPG that has a lot of ammunition that can lob shots over cover, if it's a city map or what have you. You can watch my video about the Tier 10 SPGs. But let's just enjoy this game, and we are watching Slymere Cat. Playing his M53, M55, he just took a shot, and boom. That was close for 326 damage. And he got counter-batteried. Ooh, that hurts. He did not think he would get counter-batteried because he's not in one of the usual positions for SPGs, which is usually either in the bottom left-hand corner or by the railroad tracks there. You gotta move. Can you imagine if he was taken out? What ends up being the top damage game on the server. He was counter battered at the beginning of the game. Luckily did not die. Goes on now to have the top damage game on the server. When you take shots like that and this happens, 1,130 because I have a big motherfucking gun. And that's why when RNG says yes, the American artillery is the best in the game. For tier 10, let's get back to the clan wars thing. The T-92 is just too slow. The Russian one doesn't have enough ammo and the trajectory is not high enough, so on some maps you can't shoot over cover. The German one is too slow. The French one doesn't do enough damage. So the British one is the one of choice in clan wars. In pub games, America! Now let's just, he's going to try his hand at counter battery. He's just looking around. He's right-clicked the mouse to maintain aim where he was. No, he's actually moved it. No, there he was. He maintained aim right here, but he was looking around. You can do that by right-clicking the mouse. Now watch this. What happened here?
That was close.
Well, that was close. 425. That's what happened. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. If you can average 400, 500 a shot, get the odd shot of 1,000. Wow. Okay. Artillery is balanced, comrade. And he's got two guys here. Funny thing, guys, when I did this series for the tier 10s, and this is what we're doing. We're sorting the extreme games, right? We're not looking at the overall statistics, the average damage per game, the average spotting assist per game, and you could tell, oh, this tank has 2% more average damage than the rest, meaning it's better, right? And you'll see those results when you do that kind of research, but that's not fun. And I just do a video about what's the best and which one's the most broken, which one's the most overpowered. You still get the same result when you sort the extreme result. You go to a website where thousands of people load their games, and they play all different tanks. Everyone loads their best games on this site. It's not totally scientific, but at least the thousands of people loading their best games, and then you pick one tank class like artillery, tier 9. Let's see, which were the highest damage games. If you saw a population of all the artilleries, and there's 5 different ones, I think, 5 different nations. If you saw, a few M53, M55s, the 212, the French one, the German one, the British one, you saw them all mixed in there, each in those top results, you'd say, oh, they're pretty much balanced. They're pretty much the same. They're pretty much even. But when you see the result totally dominated by 2, especially the American one, having 6 out of the 10 highest damage games. Now what happened there? I guess you don't know if he's done the damage because they were, they were not lit. That's what happened. I'm glancing at what's going on in the game. You guys keep an eye on what's going on while I chat here. When you see a result where 6 of the top 10 results are one tank, then you know that tank is better. It's the best one. That's why it's got 6 of the top 10 results. Because the results in those extreme end member cases are, it just doesn't lie. The best one is the one that has the extreme results. The differences are more exaggerated on the extreme result. Now, if you looked at the total average, watch this shot. Boop. You should get a Leopard. The Leopard is a really good tank. It has a homing device. When artillery shoots, it doesn't matter if you're turning left, right. The game engine determines your path along the ground, and it determines the trajectory of the shell that's shot within this massive oblong the size of half the map, and it homes the trajectory right onto your Leopard, and kaboom! You're dead. Now you try that on if it was a T-54 moving around. That's the topic for another video. But when the extreme results, when you look at the extreme results, if there's a tank that's better, like for instance, if you looked at the averages, you might see that this M53, M55, if you look at the average damage of all the games played, it would be more scientific to do it that way. It's probably 2 or 3 or 4% more on average than the other ones. Which you'd say, oh, that's not very much, 2 or 3 or maybe 5% more on average. You know, it's pretty balanced, right? Yeah, you could look at it that way. But no, what that means is that this tank is capable of having these extreme results. You look at the 10 best results and 6 of them are this tank. The French one's never going to have a result like this. It just can't do the damage. Right? The German one is going to struggle because it can't even move. The British one almost never could have a result like this because it doesn't even have the range. The British one would have to drive halfway up the map just to get in range to shoot the enemies on this map and get spotted and killed. The other ones have such disadvantages that they don't even have the chance, unless it's a real fluke, to end up having the absolute epic results. So that's how you that's my methodology of trying to find the most broken, the most overpowered, the best. And in this series, I think what we found is in the majority of the classes, there isn't one completely dominant tank. There hasn't been. Except in the light tank category for spotting, the EBR 90 had almost all, like 8 out of 10 of the best games were all EBRs. Tells you it's broken, right? Even for medium tanks, there wasn't one dominant tank that had 7 or 8 of the top 10 results. It was pretty much balanced. A lot of different results from different tanks. SPGs, though, I'd have to say M53, M55, hands down the best Tier 9 SPG, with the Russian one coming in there, surprisingly, with 4 out of 10. It's Russian, though. What other results clearly showed that there were broken tanks? In the Tier 10 series I did. For top damage and top spotting for light tanks was almost all EBR 105s. Holy shit, that was a critical hit. Charfouteur, you're not feeling very good now. How is he hitting these shots? When RNG says yes, it's best to have a big motherfucking gun. When RNG says yes. The Tier 10 series that I did, if you go back and watch those videos, the category of light tanks completely dominated by EBR 105s for damage assist and damage done. Something like 6 or 7 or 8 out of the top 10 games in both categories. So completely broken. For medium tanks, most damage blocked per game at Tier 10, something like 9 out of 10 of the top results, Object 430U. 430U. Completely broken. Right? Those clearly showed, yeah, those tanks are broken. They need to be nerfed. They need to be caged. But most of the other results, the results for TDs, lots of different TDs in there. You look at the top 10 in Tier 9, the top 10 games for TDs, there's something like 7 different kinds. Balanced. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Medium tanks, top 10 results, pretty balanced, but the Leopard prototype for Tier 9 had 4 out of the top 10. Which is meaning it's pretty good now. It was buffed. Maybe it was overbuffed. We don't know. Will it be nerfed? Ooh, that one hit. We don't know how much damage he's done. So you can tell by looking at the extreme results, if the extreme results are totally populated by 1 or 2 tanks, then you know that it's not balanced. You know that they're overpowered. You know that, well, you know, why bother going down the French artillery line or the German artillery line? You could still do it, and you might like them, but these are clearly, the American and the Russian Tier 9 are clearly the best. And if you're going to play light tanks, why play any light tank other than an EBR? Unless this video's come out after they've been nerfed. Let's just enjoy the game here. Now watch this shot. Watch this shot. Tell me, I've seen this video before. One of the only ones I pre-watched. Where did that shot go? He's hitting shots where his oblong is the size of the map on a moving Leopard, on a moving Charfouteur, and boom! And then he carefully aims one like that, and all he has to do is splash the guy, and the shot disappears. RNG. When RNG smiles on you, it's good to have a big motherfucking gun. But when RNG says no, Artillery is probably the one class where RNG has the most to do with it. And look at that shot. He's just... where'd it go? He rushed it. That was close for 250 damage. On a map like this, really, other than shooting and relocating when... so you don't get counter-batteried, which he didn't do. Other than that, really, you're just... Your teammates spot, you shoot. And now they could run out of time here because he's playing with a bunch of campers. But he's having the game of his life, and his team won't move up. But this is why I don't like the stun assist, right? There's no assist. Your teammates spot for you, you shoot. You do damage, and you stun them. Well, your teammates have already spotted the tanks for you. They know they're there. It doesn't matter if they're stunned or not. Your teammates are going to shoot them. So why the fuck do SPGs get stun assist? It's just something that the Wargaming put in the game to, like, you know, oh, there's another number, huh? Look, you stunned them, you get assist. Like, shut up. It's meaningless, and they get XP for that, and that's stupid. That's my opinion, though. So you can think what you want. If you disagree with me, well, have a cookie. All right, is he going to get another shot here? Let's watch this shot. Come on, do some damage there, buddy. He took it. Boom! Oh, shit. 530. He wasn't even fully aimed. Oh, my God. They've only got a minute left. This could end up as a draw. Would you guys freaking move up? He's having the game. Sly Meerkat is having the game of his life. What are these useless players doing? What are they doing? Patton, STRV, Scorpion. Oh, they proxy spotted this guy. Okay, now he's got to think. He knows that the SPGs will probably be taken out. He's got to take this guy out. Aim, aim, aim. Make it count. Take the shot. And it hits. RNG says yes. Well done. Okay, 34 seconds left. There's still two. There's a Grillet. And another SPG. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Okay, don't shoot the SPG. Your teammates can take. Hold your shot. Well, he's not even loaded yet. It's going to be a draw. There's 19 seconds left. 18, 17, 16. Take the freaking guy out. Don't waste your shot on that. You're going to need it for the Grillet. Where is the... There he is. There he is. Make it count. Make it count. Make it count. 7, 6, 5. Take the shot. Oh, he missed. RG says no. 2, 1. They did it! With half a second to spare. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. 6,346 damage. Sly Meerkat gets over 6,000 damage in an SPG. Unfreaking believable. Exciting game. The red Unicom now is going to show us the 212A Russian with the fancy camo. And this one had 4 of the top 10 results. 4 of the top 10 results as far as damage was Russian. 6 out of the top 10 results was American. That's pretty close. This thing is pretty badass as well. Look, it's actually scooting along not so bad. I haven't played this one. Let's watch the red Unicom show us how to do it. He's got a different map. He's got a platoon mate. Let's see how he does. Can it be as exciting a game as Sly Meerkat? That last shot, RNG said no. He had to rely on his teammates to take him out. Unbelievable. There's 2 SPGs per side in this game. Let's see how he does. This guy's playing it differently. He likes to press the G key and use this. There's 2 types of mode. There's the top down with the oblong. I don't know, what do you call it? You know, this one's more of a that mode. He switched and probably some splash damage there. He likes to move around in this mode. I use both, but the reason I don't like this mode, I use both, but I prefer the top down because look what happens when there's an enemy there and you're in this mode. You press G to get this mode. You don't get the red outline of the enemy. You have to estimate where to shoot. You see, like, there's the tank. You can see it, but you don't get the red outline. If you go to top-down mode, see, you just fired there. And it was a direct hit. He knows what he's doing. Nice. Very nice. Holy shit. That was like 900 damage? Holy Russia! But when you're in the top-down mode like this, and your trajectory goes through an enemy tank, you get the red outline of the tank, and you see the part of your trajectory that's going through the enemy tank. When you're in this mode, you do not. You can zoom in, though, and get a pretty close look. He looped it over the rock. It seems like this artillery is pretty accurate. I haven't played this one yet. And he's playing it mostly in this mode. What do you call this mode? Sniper mode or what? I don't know. You guys know what the mode is called. You should flip back both. You should go top down, adjust, use this one. You can make slight adjustments to your shot if you've got time. Okay, is this guy going to come around the corner? Come around. Old Jedi trick. You want to come around the corner. Oh, no, wait. Your friend here wants. Now he can zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, and shoot. Oh, look where that shell went. Are you kidding me? Trolled! When RNG says no? I don't think he zoomed in enough. This guy is playing it a little bit... when you're in this mode, you can zoom right in and get a very close look. But he's flipping back and forth. Everyone has their different styles of playing. Everyone has their different styles. Funny thing, this was what I was going to tell you earlier, and then I got distracted. There's the shot. Whoa, he's getting trolled now. Trolled. The series I did, Tier 10. Same series, we looked at the most extreme results. We looked at the most overpowered, the most broken for each class. For whatever, for damage, for spotting assist, for damage blocked, whatever was relevant to the tank class. And you guys really liked that series, and the series got a lot of views. But the one episode that got the most views, I would have thought everyone wants to know about medium tanks. Everyone wants to know about light tanks. Boy, TDs, everyone wants to know about that. Yeah, heavy tanks. Oh, yeah, the big bad heavies. That's going to be a... You know which episode got the most views? The SPG episode. It was unbelievable. There must be a lot of closet SPG players out there. Okay? People that play, all the Unicoms that do all the content all talk about how Artie ruins the game. They hate Artie. I think EBRs ruin the game more than Artie. I think with Artie they can easily say, okay, we're only going to put 1 or 2 maximum per team. And I've noticed playing on the EU server, because the population is so much higher, that I rarely see 3 Arties per game. I usually see 1 or 2. On the NA server, population's so low, and I think there's a lot of Artie players, I see 3 per game a lot. All I got to do is say, make it 1 or 2 per game, and Artie, if you get hit once, move, right? Learn the Artie safe locations. There's safe locations from Artie. EBRs, on the other hand, you can't move. There's no safe place. They just YOLO around like clowns. And what we've noticed in both these series for Tier 9 and Tier 10, the most overpowered, the most broken results for light tanks for spotting and for damage have been EBRs. Tier 9 and 10. Dominating the results. Not just 3 or 4 of the top 10, but like 7, 8, or 9 of the top 10 results. Boop! I don't know if that did damage. So, yeah. To me, EBRs are more annoying than artillery. Artillery, I get hit. I get trolled every now and then. You get pissed off when they really roll high. They pen you. But it doesn't happen every game. When there's artillery in the game, you don't get trolled every game by artillery. Sometimes they can only shoot 1 guy at a time. If you go to Artie safe positions, you're probably okay. Let's watch how this shot goes. Boom, he aimed that one pretty good. That's a hit. But EBRs, it doesn't matter where you go. They're all over the place. They're like freaking cockroaches. You can go to one location because you see the EBR on the other side of the map and you think you're safe, and 12 seconds later, he's on your side of the map. They drive by, they auto-lock on you, they shoot you, they pen you with HE, you're lit. Everyone on the enemy team shoots you. You can't get away because you're slow. It's ridiculous. You try and shoot back, you hit them, you do 0 damage. Can you imagine if artillery had hitboxes like EBRs? So every time you shot an artillery, it's a critical hit. And some guy in the artillery had to jump up and Pump up the rubber tire and he's on his way again. That's annoying. That was close. 474. This one does a lot of damage. I can see why this one's in the top 10. 4 times with the extreme results. Now remember, people load their replays from all. They play all the tanks. If you sort through those replays, there's thousands of replays loaded. There's hundreds and hundreds on the British artillery. There's hundreds and hundreds of the French. Hundreds and hundreds of the German. Right? You sort them all and look at the top damage ones, and yeah, surprise, 6 out of 10, M53, M55, 4 out of 10, 212A. That just tells you what I already knew. The American one's the best. I didn't know the Russian one is also really good. I'm going to have to give this one a try. This is a camping game. Camp, camp, camp. Everybody's camping. This is one of those maps that punishes you for being aggressive. Come on, let's see. You see how he doesn't get the outline? Zoom in more, buddy. Zoom in more. You can zoom in more. He hit. Another direct hit. When you're in this mode, zoom in more so you make, at least I have to, because you can misjudge. You can zoom right in there, and then you can place your shot perfectly. You may not hit, but you can place it perfectly. Anyways, I was saying this map punishes you. Any team that crosses the middle simply gets detected by the other team and hammered by SPGs and TDs. And that one missed. Seems like this one's not as accurate as the M53, M55. But it sure aims quickly. Despite what this... You can read the stats. It doesn't matter. You have to see him in action and try him. Look, he moves there, and even while he's moving, he's aimed. There's not a lot of aiming going on here. Right? Look at that circle. He's trying to decide who to shoot. Does he take out this guy? He's not loaded yet. You know, he's moving it around, and boom. There's no aiming. And he's got a narrow gun arc, whereas the American one has a wide gun arc. And this is what we saw in the Tier 10 as well. The Tier 10 Russian SPG has a very narrow gun arc, so you have to move the hull a lot to aim. So you have to move the hull, but he's already aimed. People say it like it's a disadvantage that, oh, I've got a narrow gun arc, I have to move my hull all the time. That would be true if your aim circle bloomed, so it would take you a long time to aim. But that doesn't seem to be the case. See, he's got a narrow gun arc. He's aiming here. Is he going to take the shot, or is he going to... let's wait to see if he re-aims somewhere else on the map. And I'll show you what I mean here. He just took that shot. Okay. You know what I mean? Like the British one has a very wide gun arc. The French one has 360, the Tier 10 I'm talking about. They all have different gun arcs. The Russian one has the narrowest, so you have to turn your hull to aim. Like over here, he's gonna move his hull, and he's gonna shift over here. But watch, he's already aimed. He's moved his hull, but the aim time is like ridiculously fast. There's no bloom. Russia, fastest aiming SPG. At Tier 10, I've done the test in a test server. I pointed the SPGs in the wrong direction. All right. I picked a spot that I was going to shoot. Then I started the timer. And I had to turn the hull 180 degrees, aim, and take the shot. And then I timed how long it took to turn my hull 180 degrees, aim. I timed that. And then I clicked fire and timed how long it takes the shot to get there. The absolute worst, the French one. If you don't move your hull. If you wait for your turret to traverse that 180 degrees. It takes freaking forever. If you move your hull as well as your turret, it's not so bad. The worst one, the German one. Because it's slow. The fastest, the Russian one. Not only was it the fastest to turn around, it was the fastest to aim. And that hit. Oh, someone's going to be upset there. After turning its hull 180 degrees, it aimed like in 4 or 5 seconds, fully aimed. All the other ones, all the other SPGs, it took a lot longer. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but that was one of the things I tested because there are situations where you're moving in an SPG. These guys aren't. They're just camping. They're just sitting there. But sometimes you've avoiding counter battery or you're repositioning. He takes this shot. Ooh, critical hit, 450. This thing's a beast too. If you're moving, and you're timing it so that I'm almost loaded. I'm moving. I have to stop. Okay, I'm stopping, and now I have to turn my hull again, aim my shot, and take it. Which one can do that the fastest from a position of moving, from moving to stopping, turning your hull, aiming and shooting? The Russian ones are by far the fastest to do all those things and let the shot go. At least at tier 9 and 10. I know for sure at tier 10. I've timed them. At tier 9, this one seems like it's the same. It just aims so fast even though it has a narrow gun arc. Oh, this is going to hurt in the morning. Yes, nice. He had his platoon mate, which has he has almost no HP. Spotted him, and he shot him. And another one of these games that's going to go down to the wire. But there's only 2 minutes left, and there are a lot of tanks. I don't know if either team is going to win here. Okay, he's got to make this shot count. Make this shot count. You are racking up the damage, buddy. It's just that there's too much camping going on. But Klaus, SPG, stop camping. Take the shot. Oh, he didn't aim that. You didn't see. That was only close. You rushed it. He rushed it. This guy could have had more damage, I believe, if he would zoom in and make his shots count. Right? If he made his shots, if fully aimed. Yeah, I think he rushed that one a little bit, and he's not zoomed in totally. Oh, look at this. An FV. This guy has 0 armor. If he hits, he's going to do a shit ton of damage on this. This is the shit barn. Is he going to hit? And he wins it 1,180. He got more damage than the M53-55 who got that big hit. Holy shit. They're losing 7-10. It's going to be a draw. There's 40 seconds left. There's no way one team or other is going to win it, is there? He could lose. Wait a minute. They could lose this. But the enemies are just... It's like pacifists playing World of Tanks here. It's going to end as a draw. We'll check the post-game stats. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We had a great week. We did light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, TDs, and now SPGs. We looked at the extreme games. If you enjoyed the series, please subscribe and support the channel. If you thought the series sucked and you hated it, well, here, have a cookie. Don't drown yourself. Don't back up. Is he going to get one last shotgun hit? Is he? Oh, no. He did it. It's over. It's a draw. He did 6,176 damage, including those blind shots. Unbelievable. Thanks, guys, for watching this week. It was a great series. A lot of work for me, but I enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys tomorrow.